which is the legal instrument by which we are deriving our power and rights as the citizen of this country. Yes, definitely it is the Constitution of India, which is the lengthiest constitution in the world. By this instrument, we are proposing ourselves to give justice, liberty, fraternity, and equality. And how our country has been defined in the preamble to this constitution. It is a sovereign, secular, democratic republic. Now we have to understand what are the basic features or characteristics of Indian Constitution. Indian Constitution is quasi-federal. To understand the concept of quasi-federal, we have to learn what is unitary and what is federal. In unitary form of constitution, the central or the union government enjoys some kind of supremacy in respect of legislation. In federal structure, the states are not totally under the control of union government. Rather, they enjoy some kind of power in respect of lawmaking. Indian Constitution carries or contains both the characteristics of unitary and federal constitution. How is that? In Indian Constitution, there are state lists and union lists, and both the central government and the state government enjoys power of lawmaking on the subjects which are allotted to them. But when some emergency situation arises, when some emergency circumstances are prevailing in the country, the center takes away all the power distributed to the state. It absorbs all kinds of power, and the powers in terms of legislation or lawmaking, which is normally enjoyed by the state, is generally suspended. So when there is emergency situation or circumstances are prevailing, Indian Constitution takes the form of a unitary constitution. Thus, Indian Constitution is called quasi-federal. Another very important characteristics of the Indian Constitution is the independence of Indian judiciary. We know that the legislature makes law. Laws are proposed in form of a bill and they are passed by the parliament. They are implemented by the executives. But who will interpret those laws, that if they are in conformity with the articles of the Constitution, if they are ultra vires or not? The judiciary has the task to interpret these laws, and this power, which is exclusively enjoyed by the judiciary, is called the power of judicial review. And the legislature cannot interfere with this power. So, independence of judiciary is very essential in a democracy, and it is also a very important feature of our Indian Constitution. Indian Constitution is a combination of rigidity and flexibility. Some features of Indian Constitution can be amended with simple majority, but some parts can be amended with special majority only. A very important and unique feature of Indian Constitution is the fundamental rights, which has been guaranteed by the Part 3 of the Constitution itself. Which are these fundamental rights, which are very essential to the existence of the citizens of India? Right to equality. The state shall not deny to any person equality before law and equal protection of law in the territory of India. There will be equality in terms of opportunity, education, and scope of employment, and the state shall not discriminate on the basis of race, caste, sex, religion, or place of birth. But one thing should be kept in mind, that equality means equality in equal circumstances. There are other rights as well. Right to life and personal liberty. Right in respect of arrest and detention. And right to freedom. What are these rights to freedom? For example, freedom of speech and expression, freedom to form association peaceably without arms, freedom to travel throughout India, carry any kind of trade as per individual's choice, freedom to live in any part of Indian territory. These freedoms are also subject to some kind of reasonable restrictions. There are rights against untouchability, human labor, and exploitation. There is right to practice own religion and conserve a language or script which is or which may be unique to some group of people, and to administer and establish own educational institution. What to do if any of these rights, any of these fundamental rights has been violated? The answer is given in the Indian Constitution itself. The solution is there. We have to keep in mind that the fundamental rights are enforceable against the state. So if any of these rights has been violated, we can file a writ petition either in the Supreme Court of India or any of the high courts in India under Article 32 or 226 of the Indian Constitution. Can Indian Constitution be amended? Yes. By the power given under Article 368 of Indian Constitution, some parts or provisions of it can be amended. But the basic structure of Indian Constitution cannot be amended. The doctrine of basic structure was outlined in the decision given by the Supreme Court of India in Kesavananda Bharati versus State of Kerala. Dear students, in this video, I have tried to give you some basic concept or basic idea about our Constitution. I have discussed some provisions and features of it. In the previous videos, I have discussed about the law of crime, the law of torts, and the law of contract, as these concepts are essential for legal reasoning. I hope these videos will be helpful to you in preparing for your law entrance exams. Best of luck.